So today's story for my babies is, first of all, gonna have no feedback, so let me turn the microphone down a little bit. So Papa Mosi back with another story time, and today's story is the story of Rapunzel. You guys ready to rock and roll? Let's do it. Rapunzel by Caleb Burrows. There was once a powerful and dreadful witch. This witch lived high in a castle that overlooked a garden, and in the garden grew the freshest, most beautiful fruits and vegetables. Next to the witch's land stood a sad and tiny ramshackle cottage in which lived a poor man and his wife. The wife was expecting the couple's first child. One evening, the couple sat up eating their dinner of hard bread and cold beans when the wife had a craving. She was so hungry. "My dear husband," she said, "I would love just a nibble of fresh Rapunzel lettuce that grows in the witch's garden. It would taste so much better than these cold beans and stale bread." So later that night, the poor man climbed the fence to the witch's garden and headed into the patch of Rapunzel lettuce. Just as he knelt to pick the freshest head of lettuce he could find, the man heard a wicked cackle. He spun around to see the witch. Oh man, she caught me. "How dare you enter my garden?" screeched the witch. "And what do I see? You were trying to steal some of my delicious Rapunzel lettuce? Why, I never." The man cowered amongst the vegetables, begging the angry witch not to hurt him. "I meant no harm. I was merely trying to pick a bit for my hungry wife," he cried. "Let me go home to her, for she's expecting our first child." "Go home," replied the witch. "Take all that you want from my garden, but when your child comes, I shall take her for my own." That's what the witch said. Crazy. The scared man climbed back over the garden wall and hurried home, his pockets full of Rapunzel lettuce. Now, should he have taken the lettuce if the witch said she's going to take his baby if he takes the lettuce? No, I don't think so. Anyway, his wife ate her fill of the fresh lettuce. She loved it so much that she decided to name her child after the delicious vegetable. Her husband did not tell her about the witch's nasty threat. A short time later, a baby girl was born. The woman named her child Rapunzel, after the Rapunzel lettuce. Later that day, there was a knock at the door. It was the witch. "As I promised," said the witch, "I am here to take your child." "What is she talking about?" the woman asked her husband. But the poor couple could do nothing, and the witch took the child from them. Now, while this witch was very mean, she was also very smart. She knew that the child's parent might come to find her, so she locked little Rapunzel, in a high tower. Days turned into months, and months turned into years, while little Rapunzel grew from an infant into a beautiful woman. During her many years in the tower, Rapunzel had never been allowed to cut her hair, so it had grown long. Very, 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 very long. Her 2 golden braids had grown so long, in fact, that the witch put them to good use. The window to Rapunzel's tower room was very high, so to reach it, the witch would call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your hair." Rapunzel would obey, and the witch would scurry up the 2 golden braids. One day, a handsome prince was traveling through the forest. "Scooty, oh, my handsome prince, I'm just traveling through the garden. I ain't doing nothing, I ain't looking for nobody. I'm just dancing and strolling through the garden. Handsome prince." That's the song he was singing. From a distance, he heard a girl's voice singing a lovely song. He was following the sound of the beautiful voice when suddenly he heard a scratchy, ugly voice saying, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your hair." Through his spyglass, the prince was surprised to see a beautiful girl with long golden hair. She was perched in a tower window. He spotted an ugly old witch climbing her golden braids. Man, this dude saw a lot. Let's see how he saw it. Picture time. Oh, he was using a looking glass. See? Oh, this looking glass. He was looking at Rapunzel. What's going on over here? Oh my goodness. It's the witch crawling up Rapunzel's hair. Crazy, crazy. Let's see what happens. In his hiding spot in the woods, the handsome prince waited until the old witch left the tower. Enchanted by the beautiful girl and her lovely voice, the curious prince crept up to the tower and called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your hair." Sure enough, as soon as the prince had finished saying these words, 2 golden braids of hair fell from the high window. Taking hold of them, the prince climbed up the tower wall where he reached the beautiful girl. "Who are you?" the prince asked. "I'm Rapunzel," she replied. "An old witch took me from my parents when I was but a baby. I have lived locked in this tower ever since." "I will save you," said the prince. He climbed down the tower wall to the ground below. There he stood while Rapunzel leaped from the window into his arms. What? Well, let's take a look. Yikes, that's a long jump. But she made it, and he caught her. That's love. No sooner had the prince rescued the beautiful young girl than the witch returned to the tower. Uh-oh, the witch is back. The witch is back. The witch is back. Rapunzel, what are you doing? The witch is back. The witch is back. The witch is back. Rapunzel, what are you doing? Quickly, the prince and Rapunzel hid in the bushes. From their hiding place, they heard the witch call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your gold hair." This time, no braids of golden hair fell from the high window. This was a shock to the old witch, who yelled, "Alas, Rapunzel has escaped from my tower. Now I will be alone for the rest of my days." Rapunzel and the prince stayed hidden and watched as the old witch wandered off into the forest, whining and moaning and gnashing her teeth at having lost the prisoner from her tower. She was sad. She lost her Rapunzel. Oh well, too bad. So sad. Once they could no longer hear the witch, the prince helped Rapunzel onto a horse and away they rode. They was probably riding a little faster because they were scared of the witch. Bub, how fast were they going? Yep. After riding for some time, the prince and Rapunzel finally arrived at the home of her parents. It had been many years since the witch had stolen their child, and the poor man and his wife had grown very old. Yet their sad faces disappeared when they saw the beautiful girl with the golden hair. "I am your daughter, Rapunzel," said the girl. "This brave and handsome prince rescued me from the old witch. He would like for all of us to come to live in his castle." And that is exactly what they did, living happily ever after. Love you guys. Have a good night's sleep. And go to the next YouTube video. You can listen to another story by Papa Mosi. Love you. Bye bye.